reason for this video. I'm going to do a quick test of our FARPS. As you can see, we've really tried to hammer home the realism on our FARPS for Vietnam, which has included a lot of assets from the Vietnam Asset Pack. So what's kind of delayed us in updating this mission and releasing it is we wanted to make sure that anybody flying with all these assets on the map as we have it now are not having any kind of performance increase or decrease. Both Candy, myself, and Zipper flying with some fairly hefty machines. Even though they're about a year old, they're still top of the line. Flying with 4090s, 64 gigs of RAM, high-end Intel processors, etc., etc. So we wanted to make sure that we weren't encountering any kind of issues with all the statics. And then we ran into a snag this last Thursday on some of our scripting for CSAR when I updated some of these FARPs. Looks like Candy's got it corrected, so on this flight I'll do a little bit of testing. The boys aren't on, it's late. I'm trying to kind of stay quiet here because we got family asleep, but yeah, we'll get in the air, see if we got any performance hits. Let you guys take a look at the new FARPs. Flying the Huey right now because there was a few people who said I wasn't showing it enough love. I've tried to set this up as realistic as possible. What I've seen from photos from Vietnam with sandbags and barricades and whatnot. Somebody brought up the Cobra. Of course, we are all extremely fired up for Violent Nomads. The H1 coming out, so I've already got a pad over here set up for 3 of them, which we'll talk about when I get off the deck here. But getting off in the Huey here takes a little bit of finesse because we've got these bags, we've got ammo, we've got a lot of stuff going on here. So a lot of people have asked what I fly with. I have a collective, the AH-64 collective, so it helps tremendously. Just kind of walk through this here. So I've got Cayuse pads here. Kind of tried to set up a 100 killer vibe. I've got 2 Kiowa pads there for the old school Vietnam Kiowas that we have. That's where our 100 killers, that's where our Cobras are going to be when they come in. We've got a little command post set up there for the officers and intel and everything. We'll scroll on over here. So we had the Chinooks in here. I'm not going to go off in the weeds about being disappointed with performance in the Chinook right now, but we don't have the Chinook in here right now just because it was kind of a pain in the ass. It wasn't flying real well after the last patch. We're having VR issues with it. It'll make its way back in here, but this is where the Chinooks will be. Circle back around here. And then put up some barricades over here for... Start slowing it down here a little bit. That's where our OV-10s are parked when you're flying out with the OV-10s. We got kind of a container tower there. Got some dudes on the deck down there for rearming, kind of. Got a command post here. We've got a Jeep down there that you can drive, as well as a Deuce in there. Circling back around over here to the east side of the field. We've put up all these barricades here. Just to really try to bring home maybe an old Vietnam feel for a FARP. This is the Huey squadron here. We've got the command post there, medics here. Pretty cool Sea King static over here, kind of like a VIP helicopter-ish. And then we'll make our way across the map here and give you a demonstration of our other FARPs we've got set up right now. And then we'll cruise on up to Anderson and see what we got going on up there. I've fixed up Anderson a little as well. So this will be kind of a long flight. I'll break it up in the video. Okay, so as we approach the new FARP here, well, it's not really new, it's updated, should I say. We moved one of the towers out of the way, but you still got to be really cautious when coming in because the guide wires, the retaining wires on that tower, you can nick them. But again, you're going to see with every FARP we have here, we're really trying to pull off that Vietnam feel. won't set her down, but again, this is a smaller one. We got a command post down there. We got 2 places for the Kiowa, 3 places for the Cayuse. We'll circle back around here and try not to hit some of these wires. Pretty cool view coming over the hill here of the ocean. So used to flying the Kiowa, man, it's nimble. Trying to turn this Huey around on a dime is a little different. But yeah, as you can see, y'all get a closer look at it when we release this. A lot of cool shit down there. Again, just makes a really cool feel for Vietnam. I haven't done a whole lot of work on our old FARP, but what I did do is we've got a field, and hopefully I don't get shot down. We'll see what spawned in. Oh shit. We'll see if we can do it fast. I hope I don't eat shit on this. We're getting shot at from the hill over here. Looks like those dudes spawned on the hill over there. So, back here, behind this hill, yep, see that? This hot zone right here, you can rearm and refuel here. I'm not going to slow down because I want to keep flying. That's another zone for us to land and refuel at. You can't spawn there, but we set that up so if you want to come in hot, land, rearm, refuel, you got plenty of pads to do it. I left 2 pads open without logs on them for the Chinook. What's cool is that AAA that's shooting at me doesn't always spawn there, so you may or may not have a good day landing there to rearm and refuel. Usually we take that thing out first. When you're flying with your buddies, if you decide to fly, which there's our old FARP over there, I need to do a little more work on it. But if you decide to fly with your buddies, a lot of times, in the early days, there's just a little bit of flare right there, no landing pads. The old school days is where we're launching from right here. We got a little bit of a HQ there, but we're launching from the pontoons. Still do, but it provides a bunch of different locations if you're flying with quite a few people to just really get into it and have a good time. So what we'll do is, performance is rocking right now, man. It's awesome. No stutters, no issues. Also know Pimax also released an update right before I started playing this on the Pi tool. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, because it did have some performance increases specifically for the Crystal Light. So if any of you Crystal Light flyers out there, definitely encourage you to download that new Pi tool. Just because it looked like a lot of the update, or a lot of the fixes in there were regarding the light. So again, coming into our newest FARP down here in the southeast end of the island, we put another tower out there that you can see pretty far out VR. Works really good as a reference marker as to where the FARP is. Again, those weren't initially intended for reference markers. We just noticed when we started flying these, you can see those so well in VR from a distance. So when you're getting into the shit down here in the southeast end, southwest end of the island, and you're doing CSAR drops, it's a really good marker. I'll sit down on a pad here just to kind of show you some stuff that we've been working on. We'll probably continue adding stuff like this to the FARPs once we do a stress test, just to make sure the machines, aren't having any issues. We don't want people to get all fired up about this, download it, and then be like, man, it's running like shit. So we got some guard towers here guarding the pontoons. Kill the trim there. We've got pontoons you can take off from, but I'm actually really proud of this FARP. This was a cooperative thing that Candy and I worked on together, so I'm gonna circle back around. We've got some civilian hooches out there, and then man, it's so much fun, especially in the Cayuse. coming in over these rice paddies when you're dropping dudes off that you've just rescued, coming in low. And you got these civilian hooches here. Hopefully one of these days we'll have some civilian assets to put out there. And then I really started working on this, putting the wall in there. Oh, baby, come on. Alright. So what I really wanted to start doing for the pads was making them feel like Vietnam, right? Like they're loading you up with shit, you're hitting the deck, you're dropping dudes off, and you're coming back out. So again, with the Vietnam asset pack, as you can see, we've thrown down some ammo cans, some 50 cal cans, some ammo boxes. And when you take off here, man, the vibe is just awesome, especially if you're doing it with multiple people over there. That's usually where I'm launching from with Candy. You know, we've got the Jeeps in here, we've got a Deuce over there underneath the tent, just sporadic stuff all over the place here. We need to fix the ammo, I mean not the ammo, but the fuel tanks there. I need to move those out so they're not hovering, but yeah, it just really adds, especially in VR, it just adds that next level of authenticity, like you're really flying out of a Vietnam FARP. So I'm pretty proud of what we've been able to, pull off here. This is a good test flight. I need to fix that right there, which isn't a big deal. We just need to move it away from the tent and everything. We've got some Chinook pads over here. Again, well, I should say one Chinook pad. You can rearm, refuel at any of these. I gotta see what we have in here for spawns. But yeah, you can spawn over here at the pontoons. But yeah, just a super cool time in VR seeing all this stuff. I mean, it just really, it's the closest. Yeah, I'm not beating my chest here, but it's the closest that I've been able to get to Vietnam so far in DCS. Super fired up about the fog that's coming out. I saw in the DCS newsletter today, as well as the F-104. You can bet your ass we'll have the F-104 in here when it comes out. Same with the Super Saber, the Corsair, the A-72 Corsair, the Sky Raider, the Intruder, all that good shit coming out. Violent Nomads Cobra, they will all be in here when they come out, and in appropriate locations, right? So we'll cruise on up to Anderson now. I'll show you what we've been doing up there. Really impressed with 0 performance hits. I think we kind of ironed out what the issue was there, so we've got a lot of cool assets down here. Maybe dodging some bullets on the way back. Okay, we're coming into Anderson here. The first thing I'm going to show you is what we're trying to pull off on the east side of the field here with the F4s. Started looking at some old Vietnam photos of how the airfields kind of set up the barricades, barriers, protective barriers for the aircraft. Really trying to start replicating that as much as we can over here. When we cruise on over to the west side of the airfield, you'll kind of see what Candy and I have done with the airfield. We've taken off all the buildings, which is why it looks kind of naked over there. Started putting in our own stuff. So what I'll do, I'm not going to make this very official, just kind of cruise on over here. Start slowing it down. Now we haven't done much, because predominantly all we're flying out of here is the F4s. This is a work in progress. I fully intend on beefing up Anderson a lot more, but we wanted to make sure performance wasn't taking a hammer. So as you can see, we've got the barricades here, which I think turned out pretty good, right? This is a good example right here with the F4s. When I was looking at photos, they had two to a station here. So it's pretty spot on. You know, thanks to Masson for his asset pack. But not a whole lot going on over here. Just trying to get some realistic spaces for the F4s. Started tooling around with kind of like a comm station, a tent, just a few towers, nothing too crazy. Then we'll head and cruise around. Not a whole lot of statics out right now over here. Unfortunately, it would be nice if we had some more realistic liveries for, well, I'm not even going to say that. You know, if we had, I don't know what the hell that is. It must have been a candy thing. I don't know what that livery is. We got some Southeast Asian style liveries for the C-130s over here. Touch base here. Zipper wanted me to add this where you have your ground crew checking aircraft for munitions, making sure pins are removed or placed. I guess this would be a fairly realistic or semi-realistic scenario where you bring your aircraft over here to be checked out by a ground crew. Now, unfortunately, the only ground crew I could find that remotely looks somewhat, you know, realistic was one of the guys from the carrier deck crew. The rest of this is either Masson or I don't even know if it's Vietnam Masson pack. I think it's Masson's pack, but it looks pretty cool when you're taxiing by. We got the munitions vehicle over there. C-130s are C-130s, right? There's different liveries, but here's what I'm really proud of, and I'm gonna go down this way. So this is where we have all our Hueys, our Cayuse, and Chinooks. And yeah, yes, I will be adding more for the Cobra for sure. But these are our landing spaces for the helicopters and takeoff. This is where you'll spawn. We've got some statics in here just to make it look cool. I was going to say, I think we had a static Cobra. I mean, not Cobra, Chinook. But where the real work came in is when you take off, when you do a cold start, and you go to leave, I would suggest doing a left-hand turn, at least the first time or two, just to appreciate or take in what we've done over here. So you leave. We've got a little comm station over here with the Jeeps and control towers. I haven't started filling in everything over there. We just put some hangar space, some tents. But what I really like, what I've been working hard on is it's kind of like a command center here. It's like a command post for intel for the helicopter units. And then I took one of the Vietnam. See how close we get in here. Took one of the Vietnam Asset Pack cargoes for the Cayuse. Put that in there and took some stuff off the carrier deck crew, threw some forklifts and tugs in here. But as you go down here to taxi to the runway, if you take off this way, and you're looking out, especially in the Cayuse, we'll circle back around here. We got a lot of cool stuff in here. Just flare. This is where we were concerned the most about performance hits. We got another control tower there, cargo control tower. A little ready room down there, picnic area, whatever you want to think it is. And then this is where I wasn't sure about the performance hits. We got these ammo bunkers. We actually started placing ammo and shit in the ones up front here, so while you're taxiing by it, you know, actually looks like they're being used and just not empty space. I got some artillery back in there, and then again for helicopter units, got like some officers' quarters, radio, briefing rooms, some Jeeps. And then what we'll do is we'll circle around the back here. Get a little altitude here. And what I'm going to do, this is, like I said, this is still a work in progress, but we got a huge ammo bunker back here. And again, using some Amasin stuff, just created a wall around it. Again, just the back end of the cargo. But we were hoping, as long as there wasn't a huge performance hit, that this, you know, you're only going to see it on takeoff, right? But this provides a lot of eye candy, and it just really, in VR at least, definitely in VR, it gives you that feel of a more Vietnam air base. And then down here is a work in progress. So here's some of those concrete pads I told you about. We're gonna have to fill in and start working on. But I'm really proud of some of this over here. So these are spaces for aircraft, and right now we've got F5s and Broncos in here. But again, this is indicative to Vietnam. So if you look at a lot of the old Vietnam photos from the airfields with the F5s, the Sky Raiders, just everything they had out, the F-104s, the 106s, 102s, a lot of times they'd set up these barricades like this, and it's pretty cool taxiing out with these in here. So yeah, we've been working really hard to try to make this as authentic as possible, give you a real Vietnam feel while you're flying with people without hopefully killing your system. I've flown now for probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes all over the island, kind of doing this video and talking about it. And I really haven't had any performance hits whatsoever. Well, I've had 0 performance hits, no stutters, no lag. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed. We'll go over here and set it down and call this video, but I'm hoping that Candy and I have this out to you in Zipper. I think we're gonna create a separate thread for it, and hopefully we'll have the mission out for everybody to play. I believe Candy, the way he releases this, he actually puts all the mods that are in this mission in his download, like either links to them or he lists all of them. So you don't have to go searching for everything that's required to fly what you see us flying with, which really just helps you guys out. So yeah, we hope you guys are enjoying it. Definitely more to come, especially with the Cobra. And any and everything else Vietnam oriented that comes out, anything else Toby and Abe will put out, guarantee will be in here. But yeah, it's been a blast so far making this and really just playing it. And we've had so much fun doing it. We really thought that we needed to push it out there to everybody to have as much fun as we were, since it really seems like nobody's done it yet. One more shout out, and I'm going to forget his name before I go to the external view. He commented in one of my videos, the dude that did the liveries for the Hueys. I've posted his link in one of my videos. I think we'll probably have that link as well in the mission when we release it. But yeah, he's done a fantastic job, man. I really love the paint job here on the top. Just really cool. And the painted rotor blades. It just looks super badass, man, with flying. So kudos to him for doing a fantastic job with deliveries. Yeah, look forward to bringing you guys more videos, and